President Donald Trump akoye bibio and summer AC between Israel and Iran no on the one Jimema make us say 3 air installations and almost actually almost destroy yes nuclear den make us say Iran parliament almost your month na ho yan hwehan they will make sure they retaliate. The US will suffer severe punishment that has never happened in their air history. But Iran wana so make us say our parliament say now they've given the permission that sa aye insurance eda ehwana yede fango about 20% of wiase fango aye friend Strait of Hormuz no ombo ba be blocking no na ye ene ye bisa say o how ben eba ne sen ene ye mu asisi ye ne openi Farouk Wahab eba no eye wiase amaya man kita hudie penny he's on top of issues. Anka Wahab no pay mema good morning.
What to say?
Nyame adum bibia de din boko de
bibia you okay nyame tumi.
Ya de ankopon last week me ne okasa fa ye dia ACC wo Iran and Israel ntokwa we mu. Na ensu anto ewia mbo me di say what dia US for ye. Ebia on amanfo a eti anopa nim dia AC pacho chechrensem mu mayen na yewi a yento ankomo no so.
Okay, we find that this is not a news. It's an existing news, a new thing. It was written on the walls boldly. Emra Israel, Korea, or Kokoto, or attack Iran. Men forget to say, not the conversation was ongoing. My UMP said the discussions was in the air. It was a low-hanging fruit.
Okay.
No, in some of us didn't say, "Adia ebeba." And he's saying, from last year, and I said almost nearly is over a year, Israel starting a campaign on Hamas, and now or extended the core Hezbollah in Lebanon, and now what try said, almost be used to another system also to overthrow the hardened Assad government regime. Israel bit many access also to operate for Syria. And Omuteki Assad, no, it makes it quite easier for Israel to use the Syrian belt and also the airspace of Syria to hit Iran very easier. Why and how? Meaning, said, the location of Israel, or Arabian Peninsula, and also the Middle East, so Iran, or far over Syria, it is quite easier in terms of security, any then area zone security permissions. Any country, I'm gonna use the military, I'm even to be fly over. It was in Syria, and it was not yesterday. And no, Bashar,
Omar al-Bashar.
Yes, the Papa war for more than 30-40 years, holding on the grips of power of Syria. And then I'm Israel. I'm America. Oman Timan called Iran. Following the only Iran for years, it was Syria's block of the airspace. Now, we also recognize that Syria that was strong army and they also good in the air. They didn't want to risk. They can't nuclear. There's just a nuclear internet fight now. Israel near Musa or nuclear heads now will be.
Oh, will be.
How many countries know nuclear heads?
US
Why the nuclear heads of US or what? France or what?
South Korea.
South Korea or what? North Korea also or what? A lot of countries, take him in, they are not revealing, but the Western world knows that they all have a race. Japan will be a race, will be an Canada. And the question here again is why Iran? Why Iran? Because they see it to be one of the biggest Arabian countries with a strong force, our large army. And they repeatedly said, Israel, let's say, Iran, about wipe Israel from the Palestine enclave, and that's Arabian enclave, because of the Palestine. And the Israel so accused Iran, said, on the sponsor terrorism, rebellion, and all manner of things of course within the region. Out of that, you know, almost the existence of Iran, and now say Iran in assistance to all those perceived by them the rebel groups, including Hezbollah and Hamas. But the root cause, I will be the and say, Hamas the why let Hamas?
Okay.
These are things that Israel person so because Hamas was not organizational. Hamas now not Hamas. Hamas was an organization formed in 1987. But excuse me to say, Israel and America.
Of course.
Only Hamas say on terrorize it, non disable, yes, the Arafat. Say yes, Arafat, any PLO, won't mean gain Palestine as a state. And this has a history. You ain't come for the sake and purpose of your time. But the reality of the matter is that Israelis know how Oman Kasa training Hamas. Israelis knows how Omiyo bunker Edima Hamas no the highest Arafat. And she said, what is mosquito? Now they got a 2 feet that's a own thing more. So bring up the cow. And Israel also has a political side of the fact that Bibi Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Only the Israeli Prime Minister worked 3 times in the Israeli history.
Yeah.
Out of all their 34. Work back to back. But let us not also forget that any time an Israeli Prime Minister, Israel has a gun in the air, no, Israeli elections. Maybe Netanyahu, Oba 1990s, Oba, the first one, then the days into Oba 3 years, or Sabe Bimko 2 years. And last year, you know, the Palestine issue of Kopabaya, Netanyahu was going to jail over corruptible practice and other corruption-related issues. Until you sue the Palestine as is happening, and or dictate what is happening, and are prolonging the Israeli Knesset, which is the parliament of Israel, will be what because Israel is on war.
Wow.
No power. And to find a question, Hezbollah, Israel in so more harder. The Israel take advantage to enter Hezbollah deep inside Lebanon. Our very weak army, because Lebanese army is one of the smallest in the region, one of the weakest, because only arms, only ammunition, only weapons. Israel acquire 50 kilometers to Damascus. Your friend is Beirut and Mujahid. And Obabefete, Syria and Mujahid. But this, 58 years, 58 years at Israel, Arab-Israeli war, and the same thing, what the Jordan, or the Syria, and Egypt, or Kaumi and Sabum, 58 years in June.
Yeah.
And on Omokoye, on this 6 days, or say, more than 450 aircraft, and sign a US president, on the almost 3 months, while you be a mona betida, Jimmy Carter, and the water, almost government said, young pet solution, into one and pet solution, and they are making sure that Santoquano, a public, and indeed, he was able to make peace in 1978 over Israel, Palestine, Israel, and their friends, Egypt, and Jordan, and we in now. And then in Israel, Egypt, a Quanan Toquano, and one another problem in the war. And then in Israel, Jordan, and Toquano war. Other than Israel, Syria, and Toquano war. Now Palestine, the minor of it now. The difference is that wait me Israeli state, wait me mind Palestine state, you know. And then the resolve into this major crisis. Now you made mention said America or course support to. There's no doubt. Now President Trump about the first term, no. About the first term after your friend is saying Obama, no. It was very bold, written on the wall. Only Bibi Netanyahu in your rift. Yes. And don't forget, say, the Republican Party, President Trump down on most of their sponsors and hardliners they are 100% typical right-wing Israelis. Which President their President Trump, the appointment now. Typical hard Israelis in our cabinet. And it was quite easier. Say, na Edenia or Netanyahu, making Roman make now, Usha President Trump was also buying Likud Party and the way Israel and the Republican and also in the war US war. Every time they are Likud government, Bibi Netanyahu, Ariel Sharon, Menachem, Ehud Barak, they are one state, no a liberal. Apart from Israeli Labour Party, any party be about Israel. There is a Dema, Kadema, and your friend says, yes, a kid. Israel as conservative parties, you know, they pick last time to make the prime minister popular. And to me, I'm not surprised. Why Bibi Kenya on a political career, you know, he used the Palestine to revive. Okay. I'm not the strongest. And luckily enough, the second coming of Trump, what changing? Because Trump himself, only Netanyahu rift the first time. Whereas Netanyahu branded Trump said, on your smart, on your fire, blah, blah, blah. But you know, they are body. And if Israel is in the air, America has nothing to do than to head or be helpful. Because of Israel, in American fleet, the carriers, the bombardiers, the vessels, the war, fleet in the peninsula, and because of Israel. To protect Israel, and of course also their interest. Any contractor, Omni Saudi Arabia, contractor, Omni Kuwait, contractor, Omni Oman, contractor, Omni Emirates, so we are protecting the region perceived to be under the threat of Iran and Iraq. So when America took out Iraq, you know, almost say the next government, Waka region, Arab forum, or Americans, so able to mean it's also making business, you know, Iran. And to let us do the deal. Now show the dynamics and the where Israel to call a country will be enemy say Iran so on a small country in terms of arms. Yeah. On a easy joke. But Israel was able to penetrate and go under the radar and then create that kind of sophisticated bombings, you know. These are things from intelligence point of view, you know, it should only emanate from inside either than outside set. Because at that time Israel, if what they are saying is true, and yet F-35 from the choir. So how were they able to strike with precision? It me free the Iranian airspace undetected.
Neighbors so.
What's that?
Neighbors so.
They are about 1,000 something
miles away.
They went there and they were able to succeed. That tells you, sir. Over time, Saturday, and 2 weeks ago, President Trump in the first speech, or say American come, American could be, on fan on come, on could be HAB. Lemon say Iran retaliated, America will jump into the battle. Whereas, say, we know, say, America Congress, women young so whether US will join or not, you know, and actually, 3 days today, Friday night, you know, I say America, and the whole thing seemed to be said. It was a fair orchestration because Israel for acquire the first down blue, no, the major one, no, America BTS. That is what they always play the game in the Middle East.
I see.
And it's a very sad story, but the word to me, no, we don't need this.
Mami Misa we. Oh, said the Persian Gulf new plays a key role. We as a crude need trade. But that's sorry, to say Yemen so say they are going to support Iran. Now, yenim baby a Yemen war. Omoda the Zeus kana no pepepe. Yenim opposite them Eritrea and Somalia for ayapakegua. The bases US base wo France for the I mean the number of base what this stretch no. If say Yemen your see yo and they are really going to support Iran. We know what could happen at the entrance of the Suez Canal, which more trade from Asia, PM war, USS and the European effort. What are we to expect when Yemen says, I'm supporting Iran and then I'll scale up my support? What are we to expect?
Okay, let me tell you that Yemen or friend solidarity talk. Yemen would need that strong army.
Okay.
Because don't forget the Yemen and Kazano, United States in Saudi Arabia, and now Omo Houthis, you know.
Yeah.
Omar destroy Yemenis government. And the Yemenis government is struggling because they have rebellion, terrorism, and almost so struggle with governance because of the coup.
Yeah, we did have coup.
Yemeni political and war anti the nationalist Yemenis party. Yemen no ka so beboa Yemen there is a list of the worries. Countries that will be stressed so no step up so can be another Kumbia. Any problem by Russia, China, North Korea. But countries are our region, our the Persian Peninsula, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, and Armenia itself. Those are the countries, only close to the region. All of them, only military capacity, and yet they're very strong. And almost as Persians, they don't have that kind of big Kurdistan money that thing now. Let me call it financial difficulties. Oma means strong. If all of them, name say Russia said, I will not allow this. And I said China said no. America and then this thing should back off. They are SPC, they are no problem. As it happens in the peninsula and the Suez Canal now, don't forget say a BBD America for I imagine say almost dominate on.
Yeah.
The canal be also guide ne vessels war. Japan for Russia forces war. We are to know China forces to vessels in international waters.
Of course.
No man's land and you'll be idea. No more Africans in the end of Bobeka Hornscano, Yakran, the Horn, Djibouti, and Eritrea. Yeah, of course. But ever from that canal, never Indian Ocean anymore, Papa. Africa, we are not, but the reality is that we won't talk about this region will be affect you.
Yeah. But me,
affect you.
Mamifa we mbisa. If say Iran can say the Strait of Hormuz, no, they've said that they were going to block it. If they block it, we know that the 20% of air world crude now, if you are by over 20 billion a day barrels, most of them air China. And so if say almost blockade, China will suffer. Do you think China, in the midst of that, would come out strongly?
Okay, let me tell you, that's the political side of it. You must say Russia and Ukraine as also almost crude, serious one. The NTR says America, UK, the whole European Union, and the Western powers will not sanction Russia over Ukraine war. Yeah. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Russia or that on the oil. What about gas? Russia on the supply 85% of gas to Europe.
Yeah.
Because business and America and Europe require supply gas and almost say any argument. Russia gas not on Germany. No. About Russia, you're not allowed to put on the your friend is
market European
so transfer into oil and gas no to this kind of fine. Those are political talks. When it comes to that side of it, Iran bet my protest obey the Iran answering himself Tuma. Also so no say that's the separate they also they are cashing in.
Of course.
And when you do so Obetum on any oil, no, so be fine wakoton when you car and they are pumping into the fight, Until Obe won it politically, Obe won it aggressively in terms of your friend, war a unibia. But practically, no, any idea obey it. And when I didn't so obey anything beyond or the Bepako block on. Don't forget the United States, any Israel, or air. And then the air dominance already, no one tries to break the limbs of Iran. No one can block Tanana, they will destroy it. America will be destroyed. But I don't think that Iran will get to that side because fight, and then almost large vessels now on the oil export and call. And Americans carefully, Israelis carefully, they are targeting military installations. They are not targeting the oil side. Only to be affect you. America also to oil nibi.
Of course.
Me no can say cry. Like I said, brokers deliver Iran oil to America. Meanwhile, America bomb boom. And when it comes to world order and world politics, Papa, omo kwamunya womu. Politics no more play. They are also on weapons. On the weapons. Omo higher weapons you release, Companies, Niama almost sell no Niama almost destroy no. Baba, bombs F-35 from B-22 money other than what we say one individual company or be private company. And in Tokana man, not our bombs and home berry. There are bombs at the April 1st. And when you see war say escalate here, and only the political side. Tiasia said, you want Kofobi, and your companies be, and your nipa bizuswa. They deal in arms trade. They deal in military fighters, jet fighters. That much is meaning an unconformed broker. And this Antopani Basana. And they say ICBM, you took back $1.2 million. Company are producing ICBM for the past 5 years, 1 to you know. Papa is saying workers only you overcome, you know, and to war is business. And also, when you're children, I said, you see one now. Papa, you are joking. It is not like what you see. People are doing business.
I see.
Matthias.